Steps for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon,
we can't ask Rashad questions.
Hey, Rashad.
It's Kim time, baby. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Rashad Milligan. If you are new to the channel, this is the road to 5K subs. You guys see the title. You guys know what the biggest news story of the day is, at least in these parts. And it is, drum roll, please, Los Angeles. Chaos. Kamala Harris statement on what's unfolding in Los Angeles. Kamala D. Harris. Los Angeles is my home, and like so many Americans, I'm appalled at what we are witnessing on the streets of our city. Deploying the National Guard is a dangerous escalation meant to provoke chaos. In addition to the recent ICE raids in Southern California and across our nation, it is a part of the Trump administration's cruel, calculated agenda to spread panic and division. This administration actions are not about public safety. They're about stoking fear of a community demanding dignity and due process. Protest is a powerful tool, essentially in the fight of justice. And as the LAPD, mayor, and governor have noted, demonstrations in defense of our immigrant neighbors have been overwhelmingly peaceful. I will continue to support the millions of Americans who are standing up to protect our most fundamental rights and freedoms. All right. So that's Kamala Harris. Next thing we got is from Pop Crave.
Rubber bullets of protesters moving them on through the heart of LA. You just shot the rubber bullets of protesters.
He said you just effing shot that lead. Next. I ain't gonna lie. Since I was out here, I think I mentioned this on the live last night too. I was thinking about going out there to get some footage, but not like obviously too close. Like I didn't want to be Al Roker and Hurricane Katrina being like, all right, down to Al Roker, who's in Texas, and he's like, guys, it's really bad. The winds are really strong. And it's like, we didn't need that, bro. Like, we believe you. But yeah, I didn't want to do that specifically for something like this. And that's what happened. So yeah. Next. Phineas, Billie Eilish's brother, longtime producer and things of that sort. He says he was tear gassed at a peaceful LA protest against the ICE raids. Yeah, so Phineas went out there and he got tased. He got tear gas, excuse me. Tear gas almost immediately at the very protest downtown. They're inciting this. That's Phineas' words. Next, a line of cars are now burning in the streets of Los Angeles, and the police are letting it happen. Nobody is safe. We need Marines now. It's crazy. All of this stuff is going viral right now. What's going on in LA? I've been in LA all weekend, and I haven't seen any of this. Like, you know what I mean? And down in this area, I haven't seen this. So just different parts of the city and everything like that. It's interesting how things can change. I've been getting a bunch of calls from my family and everybody concerned, worried about me and stuff. I'm just like, I'm good. I haven't seen anything. I just saw like little small things of like people carrying the Mexican flag. I've seen that. And then I've also, tonight it was doors were starting to lock at venues and things of that sort. And so like my hotel was locked. And I was like, oh, do I have to push or pull? And they said, we locked the doors because of what's going on right now. So those are the main things that kind of shut the city down, or at least the downtown area down, until they figure out what is going on or how to stop this, which I think would just be just promising that outright literal tried to deport people from their families. Or try to protest, period. Protest. Everything like that. Like, don't try to deport people. Yeah, to see this clip just looks crazy. It doesn't even look like real life, bro. Like, this stuff doesn't even look like, it looks like a
Is it okay we go to our car and go?
I have a comment about this, but I'll just leave. I will say this. So it is just as you guys love to say, yes, freedom of speech is America, bro. What is also in the First Amendment? We have the freedom of religion, speech, the right to bear arms. Excuse me. I'll say all this to say, people are entitled to report on things. People are entitled to be journalists. People are entitled to be there on the grounds of the people laying out the groundwork. Like that just is what it is, dude. It is what it is, and it's a constitutional right for journalists to be journalists, whether you agree with them or not. Whether you think there's going to be propaganda and they twist it and turn it and pop out a new version of the story. They have a job to do, and that's what they're there to serve, a particular audience, and that's what they do. You can't prevent them from doing it just because you don't like it or you don't like how it's going to be perceived. Because if they don't, say Fox News doesn't, right? You kick Fox News out successfully. Yay, Fox News. You're still going to have to do a lot of those same things and stuff that I was just alluding to earlier. So there's that. Hold on. Next thing. Sam Whitwer, I live here. This is true. In the coming days, the national media is going to call call LA, a war zone. But the truth is, the folks protesting today were worried about their friends, their neighbors, and their community. A few neighbors will throw a rock and it'll take over the entire narrative. But just so you know, LA is afraid right now because their coworkers were kidnapped at work. Wow. Yes, literally. I heard a story about 15 minutes ago. And that person, you know what I'm saying, shouts out to my people out here and everything at this event. But they said they were like working the booth at the event, and one of the people had to leave early because their uncle just got, abducted by ICE. So it's definitely real. Excuse me, I'm so sorry for y'all in y'all's ear so much tonight. But it's definitely real. It's definitely something that's going on right now. And that is something that's close. Of just real life people dealing with this. But just know LA is afraid right now because their coworkers were kidnapped at work, because the guy who sold them dinner was snatched by masked men, because a bunch of neighbors' parents straight up never came home. As Trump gleefully escalates this with the National Guard, violence is inevitable. But just know this protest started from a place of projection, a place of love. We love our neighbors. We love our family. We love our community. Whatever the news tells you in the coming days, that's the truth. They're going to paint a vision of LA that is much different from that. Don't let them. LA been going through it this year, bro, with the wildfires and now this, like, they going through a lot. This is how you handle a tear gas canister, pour water around the canister. That's to help seal the base of the traffic cone to contain it, and then douse it from the top and cover it. So there it is. Putting the cover on it and things of that sort. Next. Your favorite, Jasmine Crockett. Where them fan? Hit it one time. Where them fan? Hit him 2 times. Where them fan? Hit it 2. Hold on. I gotta do it. Uh-oh. Hold on. Jasmine Crockett, where them fans at? Oh, there you go. Oh, man. I had it until I didn't have it. Okay. Well, we're going. Oh, almost had it. It is what it is. Jasmine Crockett, you get the point. First, they illegally deport the citizens. Then they unleash ICE to terrorize communities. Now they've got the National Guard in LA to silence protesters. This isn't about law and order. This is what authoritarianism looks like. So let's look up what authoritarianism is. I would assume it's following the law of a person with authority. Authoritarianism is a form of government characterized by centralized power, limited political freedoms, and a suppression of dissent. It involves concentrating power in the hands of a single ruler of a small group with limited accountability to the people. Authoritarian regimes often involve political repression, an exclusion of opposition, and the use of force to maintain control. So there's that. Next, what does this say? It is hard to overstate how big. So there it is. One of the protests. You see the front lines there, but how many people are there to counter the front lines? Hassan. Oh, Hassan was out there. People who freak out about retaliation to cops at these rallies need to attend one protest, and they'll quickly realize that the aggregators are the armed dudes in riot gear, tear gas, and thousands of unarmed taxpayers who are paying for their chemicals as well as their salaries and pensions. Yikes. Here's the song. Where are we at? This is my first time reacting to Hassan on here.
We're gonna push in from this side of the road. Oh fuck! That fucked my hair up. Anyway, I think they're gonna push in from this side of the road. Oh
that's crazy. No, that's crazy. I'm not even gonna lie to you. That's crazy. And this is what Hassan is for, to do stuff like this. But shout out to the cameraman as well, Karrah. All right, next up. It's Bill Plaschke. Last week we said goodbye to Around the Horn, and now we are going to the a health kind of situation with a former, not Around the Horn host, but an original still standing host. So let's see. Bill Plaschke. Bill Plaschke announces his Parkinson's diagnosis in Los Angeles Times column. I have Parkinson's, but by God, it doesn't have me. I know that's right. This is written by Brendan Clean on Awful Announcing earlier this week. Bill Plaschke, the iconic Los Angeles Times sports columnist, has been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. He announced it in a column on the Sunday newspaper and said, "I've got Parkinson's," and it even hurts to say it. "I'm still mobile, still active. I don't have a trademark tremors that distinguish the famously afflicted Michael J. Fox or the late Muhammad Ali. But dang it, I've got it." Plaschke, who recently bid farewell to the recurring role on ESPN's Around the Horn, revealed that he got the diagnosis 4 years ago and kept it a secret. To keep up with his regular lifestyle, Plaschke takes an immense amount of medication and works out in Kaizen Kinetics in LA. An 8-time Associated Press National Columnist of the Year, Sports Columnist of the Year, Plaschke has chronicled sports scene in Los Angeles for nearly 3 decades. From the unaliving of Kobe Bryant to the arrival of LeBron James and Shohei Ohtani, Plaschke has remained at the center of sports for Angelos into his 60s. Now we know that we don't have that much time. The legendary sports writer has been dealing with the nasty neurodegenerate disease that affects his mobility, his speech, and even his ability to smile on FaceTime with his granddaughter. Oh, man. Bill Plaschke get better soon. Everybody pray for Bill Plaschke in the chat for sure. Okay. This is Milwaukee's Maxwell Anderson. He was found guilty of unaliving and dismembering a 19-year-old college student on their first date. So here we go. This is written by People. Shout out People. A Milwaukee man has been found guilty of unaliving and dismembering a 19-year-old college student on their first get-together. On June 6, Maxwell Anderson, 34, was convicted of a first-degree intentional unaliving, dismembering dismembering a corpse, arson, and holding it to the corpse in connection to the April 2024 unaliving of Sade Carolina Robinson, the Associated Press and the local outlet TMJ4 News reported. Investigators alleged that Wilson was on that first date with Robinson when he had to. I'm sorry, man. When he had to. Where am I? Sade investigators. I want to express our deepest sympathy to the family and the loved ones that knew Sade Robinson. An official said during the press conference held by the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office, we are hopeful that this verdict brings some good amount of solace to them. How? During closing arguments, well, I guess they did their job, but it's kind of crazy. During closing arguments on June 5th, Assistant District Attorney Land Vance Curzon said Anderson, who was 33 at the time, met with Robinson at a bar before she went missing. What in the world? Vance Curzon told the jurors that the surveillance video and cell phone records put Anderson and Robinson together during the late afternoon and early evening of April 1st. The pair drank at a couple of different bars before going back to his appointment. According to the assistant district attorney, per AP, authorities recovered photos from Anderson's phone that showed him groping Robinson as she lay face down on the couch. Hold on, let me try that. Okay. What is this? I don't know. Oh, different page. Jeez Louise, I'm so sorry, y'all. According to the district attorney, that per AP, authorities recovered photos from Anderson's phone that showed him. Is there a verdict in the case? I'm sorry, Flip. I mean, I won't ignoring you or anything like that. I'm just seeing this right now. But yeah, the case is in deliberation, right? Yeah, the verdict was he's guilty. He's guilty. He's guilty of unaliving. And yeah, that's what he's guilty of. Authorities recovered photos from Anderson's phone that showed him groping Robinson lay face down on his couch. The prosecutor described the victim as incapacitated, saying she was not able to resist. Video footage showed her vehicle leave his apartment during the early hours of April 2nd and arrive at a park near the shores of Lake Michigan. Vance Curzon alleged that Anderson used the darkness to cut up her body without being seen. According to the AP, he then took a bus back to his apartment. An informant previously told Milwaukee authorities that Anderson had allegedly shown him under the unaliving location and tools about a month before the unaliving, per Milwaukee Journal Sentinel. Anderson allegedly gave the individual a detailed plan of how he intended to carry out the killing of Robinson, telling the informant he had recently met the teen. Wow. According to unsealed warrants, the informant claimed that when visiting Anderson's apartment, a tarp was covering the windows and walls from the floor to the ceiling. However, during Thursday's closing arguments, Anderson's attorney, Tony Cotton, said prosecutors never showed his client had any intent to unalive Robinson. Additionally, Cotton claimed none of Anderson's neighbors reported hearing a struggle of his residence. He also said his client made no attempts to conceal his identity when taking the bus, nor did he have muddy or blood-stained clothing in surveillance footage. Anderson will face a mandatory life sentence in prison when he's sentenced on August 15th. Cohen did not respond immediately to people's request for comment. Yeah, I got off track with this one, with the reading and stuff because I'm just knocked out. I waited probably an hour too late to go live tonight. What Flip is saying, bro. Flip is saying what she's saying. Reality for black women is the unaliver will get more time than the arson of the car than the actual. There it is. Monster. Is everybody? Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. Shout out to Angel Sounders of people.com. All right. Next. What is this? Oh, yeah. We already saw this. Okay. Bill Clash. Oh, man, we moving along in this. I'm so sorry. Maybe because I'm half asleep, huh? It's like a 20-minute live.
Some natural shit. I did fix it with both. We cool. WQ Black. Like,
okay, to give you guys a little more perspective, I watched a long period of this live today, and I watched probably like an hour of it while I was editing and uploading videos and stuff from Saturday. And I'll say, what would I say about this with Karrah? In it, she was talking about still getting out of her deal and not being able to drop music until she can get out of her deal, because that's how she wants to do it. And they're pretty much standing off like, okay, a company's got to outbid us for this $1 million that Caribou's worth. And yeah, that's where their riff came from. But Karrah's right here saying it's all good between me and Boat. She might just be saying that just to get people off of her, because people are constantly like, Lil Yachty, you know what I mean? You got on because of Lil Yachty. And she got on because of her skill, her appeal, and yeah.
Welcome to the chat, baby.
What's up? Hey, respect to everybody here.
Hey, John, I respect you, bro. I respect. Hey, look, the reason I brought you here
because your post is crazy.
No. He didn't. We got it.
I mean it.
We got it. All right, but we gonna stand on it in the chat.
I mean everything about it, bro. I'm not double backing on it. Respect to your legacy, I would say. What I view this as right now is a betrayal to artists everywhere, bro. What you're doing is you're backdooring us. You got into a position of power, and instead of choosing to unionize and fight against this AI, which I'm not stupid. I use ChatGPT to script out screenplays, things like that. I use ChatGPT on a daily to think of content ideas, to do the menial task, the meaningless task that a robot should do. I'm a spiritual person, and I believe that artists all are tapped into a divine entity, right? When you go and you start creating and you allow some fucking robot to come in and finish your song, you're cutting yourself off from the divine. And let me not even get that deep with it. What I think you're doing is you're doing something that's, in a sense, demonic, bro. And I know it sounds like I'm exaggerating, but it feels demonic. You're choosing to go against us all and put this robot, instead of signing an artist, instead of having someone who has a voice that you could put on and put on your platform. All these motherfuckers you had on the live, all this cool shit you were doing, you choose to go in this direction.
John, Jesus.
Dang, he was cooking him. They cut him off because he was getting cooked. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm with this dude, man. At the end of the day, yeah, I'm team human over team robots. I'm over team human over team robots. He drugged them. Of course, they would not been able to yell. They needed to have an American flag out there instead of the Mexican flag. Yeah, because they're fighting for American citizenship, but they are showing, like, just their pride for their country and who they are as people. It's like flying a FBA flag. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's not real state, real country or anything like that. But we have a new Wall Street over there and the Stonecrest Stockbridge area and things of that sort. And, that's what it is. So it just is what it is. In terms of this, I see where bro's coming from, because it's like, even how repetitive it is, it's coming from you and it's uniquely you. And you work so hard to develop this sound only for people to be like, all right, next album, play Not My Problem again. Like, that's problematic. I'm going all over the place here. So it's getting late. I'm going to call it a night early on tonight, because I'm just not making sense. I know they're happy of their American heritage, but it's psychological warfare. So they're saying, like, they should have the American flags, because they're like, this land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York guy. You know what I mean? If you know, you know. But yeah, I agree with bro. He just straight up said what he needed to say, what he disliked about the league and what he disliked about what Kyrie was moving and stuff like that. So there's that, man. I appreciate everybody. Flip in particular, thank you for showing love tonight again. But I'm exhausted, bro. You all take care of yourselves, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.
That's for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
We can't ask Rashad questions.
Hey, Rashad.